Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely always ready to explore.
Well, today we're tackling something that I think is on everyone's mind. Money.
Yeah. Can't
Uh,
live with it, can't live without it.
Exactly. And specifically, we're digging into some habits, 8 to be exact,
Mm.
that could be, kind of secretly keeping you from really thriving financially.
Oh, interesting. The sneaky stuff that chips us up. I like it.
Yeah, you sent over this really interesting video from like a super popular finance influencer.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Tons of great points, so we've distilled it down to like the most impactful ones for our deep dive today.
Excellent. We're going to cover a lot, folks. Get ready.
So get ready for some, like, serious aha moments. Because even if you're already pretty good with your money, there's always something new to learn, right?
100% agree. There's always room for improvement, always something to tweak.
All right, so without further ado, let's jump right in. Habit number 1 is that dreaded living paycheck to paycheck,
Ugh, I think we've all been there at some point.
right? Feeling like you're constantly one step behind, always dreading those unexpected expenses.
Oh, yeah, big time. And that's why this first habit is so important to break. Because that stress, it's like a constant weight on your shoulders.
Yeah, and it can really limit your choices, like
Yeah.
suddenly you can't take advantage of a great travel deal or switch careers.
Exactly. But here's the thing, even small changes can make a huge difference. Have you ever tried something called zero-based budgeting?
Zero-based budgeting, what's that?
It's basically where you allocate every single dollar of your income to a specific category. Like you give every dollar a job.
Wow, every single dollar. Sounds kind of intense.
Well, it can be a little more, I guess, hands-on at first, but it really helps you take control of your spending.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess it really forces you to be mindful of where your money is going.
Right. And there are other methods too, like the 50-30-20 rule. That one's pretty popular.
50-30-20. Tell me more about that one.
So with 50-30-20, 50% of your income goes to your needs, 30% to your wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment.
Okay, so it's all about balance, right?
Exactly. And finding what works best for your lifestyle and your goals.
Speaking of spending traps, let's move on to habit number 2, which is impulse buying.
Ooh, this is a big one.
The classic add to cart and check out
Yeah.
before you even realize what you're doing. I'm so guilty of this. I can't tell you how many times I've bought something online and then been like, wait, why did I do that?
Yeah, we've all been there. Impulse buying is all about that instant gratification, that little dopamine hit.
That's a great way to put it.
But the key is to pause before you purchase and ask yourself, do I really need this? Will this item actually add value to my life?
Yeah, it's about being intentional with your spending, right?
Exactly. And one strategy that I find really helpful is making a shopping list before you go to the store or browse online. And then this is key, waiting at least 24 hours before actually buying anything that's not absolutely essential.
That's a great tip. And, that actually ties in nicely with habit number 3, which is not having a budget at all.
Ooh, yeah, that's like setting sail without a map, right?
Exactly. You might end up somewhere, but will it be where you actually want to go?
No. A budget isn't about restricting yourself. It's about aligning your spending with your values and your goals. You mentioned in your notes that you're interested in traveling more.
Oh, yeah, always. Big travel bug over here.
Well, having a budget can help you prioritize saving for that dream trip.
Love that. Okay, so moving on to habit number 4, which is relying on credit cards too much.
Ah, yes, the credit card trap. So easy to fall into.
It really is. It's so easy to rack up debt without even realizing how much you're spending.
Especially with those high interest rates, it's like being stuck on a financial treadmill.
That is such a good analogy. You're running and running, but getting nowhere.
Exactly. But the best way to get off that treadmill is to be strategic about paying down your debt. One popular method is the snowball method. Have you heard of that one?
Yeah. I have. Isn't that where you focus on paying off your smallest debts first?
You got it. And that can really help build momentum and motivation to tackle those bigger debts.
That makes sense. Okay, time to shift gears and talk about something a bit more exciting. Investing.
Yes. It can seem a little intimidating at first, but even small steps can make a huge difference in the long run.
Right. It's all about putting your money to work for you.
Right, exactly. And the magic of compound interest. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small but keeps getting bigger and bigger as it gathers more snow.
Oh, I love that analogy. Makes it so much easier to understand. So where should someone who's, completely new to investing even begin?
There are so many resources out there nowadays. There are apps designed for beginner investors like Acorns. It rounds up your purchases and invests the spare change.
Oh, I've heard of that one. Seems super easy to use.
It is. And then you've got low-cost index funds, which are like baskets of stocks that track a particular market.
Okay, that's helpful to know. I think a lot of people are intimidated by investing, but those sound like great starting points.
Totally. And the earlier you start, the better because of that compound interest magic.
Right. Okay, moving right along to habit number 6, not setting financial goals.
Ah, this is a big one. It's like that saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there,
Oh,
right?
totally. It's like we were talking about earlier, setting sail without a destination.
Exactly. Without goals, it's hard to stay motivated and track your progress. Think about what you want to achieve with your money. Do you want to buy a house, retire early, travel the world?
Travel the world. There it is again. It really highlights how financial goals can be so closely tied to those personal aspirations.
Absolutely. It makes it so much more meaningful when you can see the connection.
For sure. Okay, on to habit number 7, keeping up with appearances.
Ah, the comparison game.
It can be so tough, especially in today's world with social media and everything, to not get caught up in comparing ourselves to others and feeling pressured to overspend.
Absolutely. Social media can definitely be a breeding ground for this.
Mhm.
Remember, true wealth isn't about material possessions. It's about having the financial freedom to live a life that aligns with your values.
So well said. It's about what truly matters to you.
Yes. Okay, and last but not least, habit number 8, ignoring financial education.
I think this can be intimidating for a lot of people. The world of finance can seem so complex.
I get it. It can definitely seem overwhelming. But remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand about money, the better equipped you'll be to make smart decisions.
And there are so many resources available now, right?
Tons. Podcasts like this one, of course. There are also personal finance books, websites, online courses. You mentioned you enjoy reading.
Yeah, I'm a big reader.
Well, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey is a classic for a reason. It's a great place to start.
Perfect. Okay, so let's quickly recap the 8 habits we've covered today. We talked about the importance of breaking free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, resisting those impulse buys, creating a budget that works for you, managing debt strategically, the power of investing, even small amounts, setting those financial goals that excite you, staying true to yourself instead of keeping up with appearances, and finally, embracing financial education as an ongoing journey.
Phew. It's a lot to take in, but even small changes in these areas can really make a big difference in your financial well-being.
I totally agree. So listener, as we wrap up, we'd love for you to think about which of these habits really resonated with you.
Yeah. Which one are you ready to tackle first?
We hope this deep dive has given you some, real food for thought and some practical tips that you can actually start using today.
Remember, your financial journey is unique to you. There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Absolutely. So be kind to yourself, keep learning, keep growing, and keep that money momentum going.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
See you next time.